What is good? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pick Six channel, and let's talk about this game. The Pittsburgh Steelers defeat the Baltimore Ravens by a score of 27-22. Let's just talk about the controversy, okay? The Isaiah Likely not touchdown. I said that a little bit awkwardly because I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the whole situation. I thought it was a catch. I thought it should have been a catch in real time, on the live. And I still do think it should have been a catch. All I have to say about that, man, is the NFL really needs to check into it, look into it this offseason, and truly determine what is and what isn't a catch. I think that's still a huge topic and a huge debate in the NFL that needs to get sorted out. Because for the Ravens, that was their Jesse James moment. And Steelers Nation, we all know how we feel about Jesse James. I think Jesse James caught that ball. So the Ravens have reason to believe that Isaiah Likely caught the ball. I don't blame Raven fans for thinking that should have been a touchdown. All right. I'll just say that. So hopefully the NFL gets that fixed up. And besides, that was in the end zone. And once possession is there, 2 feet are down. Is the ball not pronounced dead after that? I don't know. Okay. I really don't know. But I don't think that would have necessarily truly ensured that the Ravens would win the game, because the Steelers offense still had time to go back out there and either score a field goal and score a touchdown. And the Steelers offense actually had a pretty solid day. Okay, not great, but solid, even though the fourth quarter was kind of lackluster for the Steelers offense. So it was possible that the Steelers could have gone down the field and at least tied the game. Or shoot, I forgot the situation. Or scored a touchdown, whatever, right? So there you have it. I know they had a drive after that was just a 3-and-out, but they're just trying to run out the clock, trying to make Baltimore use all 3 of their timeouts. It was a completely different situation that Steelers offense would have been in if they did call that a touchdown. As for the rest of the game, Aaron Rodgers played a really good game. Probably his best game as a Steeler. 23 for 34, 284 yards, a touchdown, and a rushing touchdown. I do believe he had a passing touchdown, right? Well, he had a rushing touchdown, that's for sure. Hit him with a little discount double check, man. Rodgers played a good game. I was wrong. I was wrong about questioning whether or not Aaron Rodgers is really the best option going into the week against the Ravens. Because he was injured, man. And with the way he was looking against the Bills, it didn't look like he was probably the best option out there because of how injured he was. But he looked good, man. He even had to avoid pressure at times. He had to use his legs at times. He was balling, man. He really was. And I think it was the veterans in the locker room that lit up a fire under this Steeler team. I do. I think Aaron Rodgers is part of the reason for that. Because this team actually showed passion. This team actually showed some fight, some fire in them that wasn't shown last week, and arguably hasn't been shown a good portion of the season. So somebody definitely stepped up. I don't know exactly what happens in practice or whatever, but from the sounds of it, man, Aaron Rodgers is part of the reason why the Steelers had some fire in them this week. And it was the most important game of the season. All right. As for the things to critique with this Steeler team, okay, running game. They can't really get anything going in the running game. Although Kenneth Gainwell and Jaylen Warren are a reliable source in the passing game, in the running game, they just can't really get it going too much. And that's almost looking the same as last season and the year before that and the year before that with this whole Russian attack. It's pretty much the same thing, which sucks, man. And the Steelers could not stop the run either. Sure, they had their flashes, they had their moments, but they still had a hard time stopping the run. And I guess that's kind of expected against a team like the Baltimore Ravens because that's what they're great at. All right, they had 217 rushing yards on the day to Pittsburgh's 34. That's not good, man. That is not good at all. So there's still the same flaws in the Steelers defense. Uh, again, middle of the field was still a little bit of a problem in this game. So again, pretty much the same flaws that the Steelers have had all season. They also showed in this game. The reason why the Steelers won this game is because, for one, they actually were in control of the game for 3 quarters. I guess you could say the penalty too if you want to. I don't even blame you. Okay. And the fact that the Baltimore Ravens aren't the same team. They're not the same Baltimore Ravens from a year ago. They're definitely not the same Baltimore Ravens from 2 years ago. That's for sure. So, how do I feel going forward for the Pittsburgh Steelers now that they're at 7-6, atop of the AFC North, I should say. I don't know why I said NFC. That they're atop of the AFC North. Honestly, not much different. Not much different at all. I guess I feel a little bit better after last week because now I know that they could still rack up some wins, but I don't think it's going to be good enough, man. At least to get to where the Steelers truly want to get to. And that's being a true Super Bowl contender, make a true playoff run. I just don't see it, man. I don't see it happening. All right. Sure, they're probably going to win a division, and they should win this division under the circumstances that they were in the beginning of the season, and they almost fumbled the division. Now they're in control of their own destiny once again. They should win this division. There's no reason for them not to win the division, especially under the circumstances that were faced this season for the Steelers. All right. I think all they really need to do is go 2-2 to win a division. They probably should go 3-1. That's actually realistic, but let's be real here. I'm not convinced with this Steelers team. I think as long as they go 2-2, they should be fine because their rest of the season is tough. Okay, they do play New England, they play Green Bay, they play Cincinnati, and the Steelers. I think those are their last 4 games. That's not an easy schedule. Some would say there's a good chance that Baltimore is going to lose out the season. I don't think they're going to lose out, but it's going to be very tough for the Ravens within the next couple of weeks. That's for sure. For the Steelers, they got the Dolphins. That probably should be a win on Monday night. Then I believe they play the Lions. They play the Lions and Browns. I don't know if I'm getting that order right. I'm not sure that they beat the Lions. They probably should beat the Browns and then Baltimore. It's very doable to go 2-2 at the very least in that situation. And as for Cincinnati, since they dropped their 9th game of the season, I don't think they're going to win the AFC North. Okay, they had to run the table, and they just couldn't do it. And it sucks, man, because Joe Burrow really is a good quarterback, man, and they are an exciting team to watch. So it's unfortunate that that they won't be in the playoffs, most likely. All right. But yeah, the Steelers are going to make the playoffs because they're in the worst division in the NFL. That's really it. Once they get to the playoffs, I don't see them winning a game. That's me being real. That's me being realistic. It's not impossible, but with the signs that we've seen the past, 6 to 8 years, it's been the same story every time the Steelers get into the wild card round, or I guess wild card round or the divisional round, right? Because the Steelers did lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2017 or 2018, whichever one you want to say. So what do you guys think about the Steelers, man? Do they have a chance after winning the division, which I think that's almost a lock? They have to just completely play terrible football down this stretch to not win this division. Or two, can this team actually win a playoff game? Because the top wild card team right now, I believe, is either Buffalo or Houston. I'm sorry, I think it's Buffalo. That's the number 1 team as far as wild card teams. And we just saw the Buffalo Bills beat the Steelers pretty easily at Heinz Field last week or 2 weeks ago. So, I don't know, man. This team's good enough to make the playoffs. I don't know how much after that. That's all I got for you guys, man. What do you guys think? You guys can let me know down in the comment section. And as always, go Steelers.